Kind of a gloomy morning out here, but it's dry, so that's nice. Got some more rain last night. Set a new record for most rainfall in the month of April at St. Louis Lambert International Airport, the official reporting site. It was actually a little less than I recorded at home. I had almost 12 inches for the month. That's a lot. So we're pretty close to finished with the stripping the plaster off this wall. Still some more cleanup, unfortunately. But that means we'll be able to get started building our new 2x4 walls. We'll work out of that corner down there. Well, the back, both corners. Start getting joists in toward the back because that's what we have, some 2x10s that fit. Still, order for this is probably coming in next week. But it'll take a little bit to get there. Got all the debris cleaned up, so time to start building up. Long time coming. So got our plates there laid out. We got 3 10 feet long sections that worked out pretty much perfectly because that slight overhang will cover the flat frame. Whatever that ends up, I think you can probably tell how out of plumb that is. So who knows how that'll work, but that's not a problem for the moment. Just ran along and laid out our 16-inch centers. So since this will be a load-bearing wall, we want to include the header above the window. And we're putting double jacks and a king, even though we'd be fine with a single on this window opening. But as you can tell from that double wide pocket, as we swing around, we got a chimney over there that we will need to header around. And we still need to header, even though we're abandoning the pockets, because we are only putting the stud walls on either side of the chimneys so that it planes out. So still have to work with that, but that's not a big deal. Just build up the studs and we're good to go. So we'll pull these apart, start cutting our 2x4s. We had a very minor variance as we went, just like the other side. I measured up and down and got between 126 and a half and 126 and 3/4 as we went along. So we'll adjust for that a little bit. It's 126 and a half at this end, ends up at 126 and 3/4 at that end. So we need to subtract the 2x10 joists, which these particular boards are only about 9 1/8 instead of 9 1/4. I want my 1/8 inch refunded. And then we have 4.5 inches worth of 2x4 plates on the top and the bottom since we need a double plate. We will be able to stack our framing, but still, in this case, easier just to double plate, even though we could get away with a little bit of advanced framing since we'll have it stacked. All right, time to get the saw going. I didn't grab any sawhorses to bring back here yet, and actually I'm going to make a couple more pairs, but we want to get this wall built, and scaffolding was sitting over in the corner, and that works almost just as well. Pretty much put together here, just need to put the header in over the window, and looks like a good tight fit. That's always nice. So we will have that pulled to the outside, and then we're going to put the sill and cripples in place after. They're not important to the process at the moment. Then we can get it to the exact height that we want it. Looks like we need a touch of persuasion. Oh, you give me the head again?
That was easier to pick up.
You need to join these jacks.
I know. I was waiting to put the king on it.
I think we gotta go that way.
That's why the handle was there. In case we had it.
We're gonna go about a little bit yet.
brace on it. Screw a cord on it to pull it over.
Definitely needs to go that way. Yeah, that is long.
Oh, let's put a brace on it.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Level may not, but that will.
Gives the board some screws.
Next section of wall going together, and the rest of it's nice and easy, just blank. So just fill in the studs, 16 inches on center, then we'll stand it up, connect them, and then once all three are up, we can put the double top plate on top. Now don't put any of those on the wrong side of the line. I know how you like to do that. Why is this wall wrecked? I can't get it to plumb up.
There. Now it is. Put nails in advance.
This is riveting.
It is.
You missed your opportunity to say, no, this is nailing. You don't use rivets in wood. I suppose you could. It'd be weird. Alright, well that was fun. Back to cutting for me. Our little makeshift cut station is actually working out pretty well here. Got a spot to hang the saw. Plenty of workspace. I think we'll probably switch back to sawhorses, but definitely works in a pinch. So upside down easy.
Alright, now we're gonna go this way.
Put on this.
What?
Boulder. And breathe.
Boulders. We got a problem too. We got a sheet.
And
It is stick.
let's get it to the right spot first.
Hold it. Hold it.
Just grab a little right there.
I am. Yeah, hold it.
I need a board.
Wow, I think that was a hard, that was tough. That was a solid piece of metal.
Yeah, just I had to keep yours into the line. Come on in. Are you sure?
Yep.
Sure. Double kick. Oh, we gotta nail the king.
probably have to wait till
Well, I think we'll need a ladder probably. Alright, that works.
but we gotta do it for the next one too, so.
We'll just go with the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, we pull it back out.
Good.
You should go this way.
Okay, well, I'll use this weedy little hammer and knock it over.
Well, I'm just making sure that's on the line.
The rest of this went together pretty quick and easy. It's always nice when you can just run down a wall with no penetrations or anything you got to go around. So we did before we built these. You'll notice that's a nice straight line. So we took the 8-foot level, stuck it on, and it turns out this wall actually kind of bows toward the middle of the first floor at least. And we took that into account, put some marks on the floor, gave ourselves just a little bit of extra wiggle room for anything we didn't catch, snapped a line, and it seems to have worked out. So now we got some joining to do. Double top plate, and whether today or another day we need to block through it as well. One other quick note, we're actually going to leave, I mentioned we were leaving this out, but I didn't really mention the purpose. This whole window opening needs to get opened up and cleared out. And it's a little easier if we just leave the framing out now. I don't know exactly when the windows are going to come out of here, but it's not immediate. Time to move back down here and assemble the beams. So we do need to trim these down a little bit. The old beam was 8 inches in depth. The 3 2x12s are 9 1/8, not a quarter like usual, whatever. So we just measured down from the joist there, and we didn't level over because it's not level. So we did the same thing here, measured down from the joists. We'll notch that down only on the half, of course. And then over here, our mortar cured up. So we got 2 blocks in there to make that nice and level. Put a little sill sealer as a capillary break. Never hurts. So that should, well, we'll see when we actually sight it in there. But it measures 9 1/8. You never quite know. 11 a.m. on the first Monday of the month. That means the outdoor warning system test. Good thing I'm already in the basement. So got Dave up there cutting blocking for the stud wall. And then I'm just getting some zip tape on the end of these 2x10s. Got 2 of the 3 done already. So as usual, taping them up where they will go into the wall there. Little bonus protection. Don't want the rot to set in just like it did on the old beam. And that wood, fir maybe? It was often fir. That could withstand moisture better than southern yellow pine can. Takes but a moment to add a little extra protection. We also got our post tops cut off, as you can see. So get this finished up and we'll pick them up in place. Okay, I guess you're taking that end.
I guess I am. Other way. Roll it this way.
Well, it's gotta go over this and then back my way. There we go.
Yeah, which one? Hitting on here. This one right here. Hitting on.
Yeah, we're probably hitting on a lot of them right now. But that's that.
Hitting on this one.
I cut this probably awkwardly tight.
Well, the hammer's in the.
Probably have a couple hammers if we're wearing our tool belts.
I'm gonna roll it. There she goes. This way.
This one's a little easier. Yeah, it's tight.
Go back the other end.
Go out there. Bring it around town.
I got about 4 inches to go.
I'm not in here. Let's pull this back. Hey, there we go.
Yeah, jack up that one.
That was an idea though. I wouldn't do anything. No. It's got the self-floyd load. It's not gonna be able to hammer or shim up there. Let's see if that moved it at all.
Hey, it was almost enough. I gotta go your way a little bit.
I gotta get it.
Alright, get down here. We gotta drag it that way.
Not sure about the sledge-o-matic down. Yeah.
Put the ladder back.
Got a ways to go.
Put the ladder up. Here. bolt nipple. We can get them all nailed both. Yeah, outside, it's all three. Yeah.
Yeah, just a little further. Hopefully this one
is just as easy, huh?
That really wasn't that bad. It's bowed though.
Yep. Wait a minute. Watch out for that wall. They jump out to get you.
Heard of that? Bow bouncing. We'll call that snug.
We'll put screws starting at that end and work around.
Snug as a bug in a rug. Tight. We'll put weight on it.
Yeah. I guess I gotta shoot some screws in there too. But I'm gonna start down here at that end, because this side's bowed.
Sure. I don't know if it makes a difference, but if it makes you happy, I'm happy.
I don't know if it makes me happy. Makes the homeowner happy.
Is that possible?
So you previously owned screw, I think.
Yeah. Only the finest for here. We are rebuilding better after all.
Yep.
You know what would have been a lot easier?
If we would have done this before we put
Yeah,
the floor
seeing
in.
that damage on the end of it before we put the floor on. You win some, you lose some. Well, all things considered, that went decently well. All in place. The screws are just to temporarily hold it tight together. We're going to follow up. I have no idea what's going on over there. You look fine. It pulled it together.
It pulled the other one over.
Yeah, I know. I watched. Then we'll follow up with the nailer. 3 nails vertically every 16 inches on center, give or take. Probably end up a little bit less than that, but should be good and strong now. Looks like we're maybe a little low on the post here, but once we put weight fully back on it, it'll probably sag. If not, that's what shims are for. So follow up here, of course, is now we need to re-nail all of these to the beam. It's not ready for blocking above the beam like we have in back here because we need to build the stairway in here first, and there are more joists to put in, so don't want to fill up the space, the bearing space. But good to have this task done.
Well, I know why that first board was so hard to pick up. We got subfloor stacked on top of it.
Yeah, it's 100 something pounds, multiple 100 pounds. Yeah. So the one drawback to the convenience of the battery nails is they do sometimes tend to jam and double shoot and do goofy things a little bit more often than a pneumatic nailer. Not the end of the world, just take it apart, clean it out. It's a bit of a pain when it happens though, because now I got two nails sticking out. Getting this wall blocked through before we add any load to it. So over 8 feet, need fire blocking, but it's also racking resistance. So all around good to add. And common practice is to put it at 4 feet, but a lot of other things are put it, well, not a lot of other things, but things like switch boxes are put at 4 feet. So we are at 5 feet on this wall because it's just under 10 feet, but I think you're
Uh-oh, I think I lost battery.
I think you're out of battery. Uh-oh. So we're all nailed off and we're putting some brackets to hold it. So this one, we can get that offset bracket. Spacing works out perfectly. Same on the other post. So we're justifying it to the south side. And then on this side of the post, we'll get another bracket that can just go straight down. So in good shape for any movement and uplift. And then at this end, we have a little over 6 inches of bearing into the brick. So that is plenty sufficient there. So we're in good shape overall. So now, like I mentioned, we just need to re-nail all the joists back down.
There's a board to the wall there.
Moving over to the south side of the wall and repeating the same thing we did over here. Get rid of any of the loose plaster. We're not trying to gain space in this case. We just don't want it falling down after we've already put the wall up. That doesn't really help anybody. And as we've mentioned before, the walls will go in between the chimney spaces. So we got kitchen here, and then we get into bathroom, washer dryer, closet space there. So we'll select some good studs as we go. We want things nice and plumb, or as plumb as possible for cabinets and all that. As of now, looks like some chunks are coming off pretty easy. Definitely got some water.
Definitely all wet.
Yeah. coming off pretty quickly for better or worse. And I think the cleanup is gonna take longer just because we have to walk 150 feet or so to a clean fill dumpster over across the street where the masons are working. So getting some good exercise today.
It's gotta be empty shirts.
Empty shirts?
Empty pockets.
As you can see, everything's nicely supported again, so good to go there. So we're running short on time. I think that'll wrap things up for now. So as always, thanks for rebuilding with us. We'd really appreciate a like and a subscription if you already haven't done so. And we'll see you guys on the next video.